All right, questions and answers. Are there any questions in the chat? I didn't do a very good job of looking at the chat while we were going. All right, how do I know if my marketing company is doing local SEO? So good question. I think one of the things you can do is get a tool like Bright Local. And that tool will help you monitor the overall health of your business and what's going on at a local level. It's a fantastic tool for local marketing and seeing what's working, what's not working. Back to that grid that I showed you, plug in some keywords there and see where are you. And it will also give you a history of where you were. So, you know, the grid might be all red squares or red dots, but as the months go on, they might turn yellow and they should turn green. You know, that's a long process. But if that process is happening, that's one great, easy way to know that your company is doing local SEO. Another easy one that I see a lot that people are calling us because their phone isn't ringing. And when I go look at their website, can't tell you how many times a beautiful website that has no mention of their location, or maybe it's their location from, 2/3 of the way down the page is the first time they mention the location that they're in. So definitely very important to make sure from a keyword standpoint that your heading tags, your title tags have location. On your product pages, they need to have product and location. So top quality Roman shades in Cincinnati, that kind of a thing. Very, very important to make sure that you've done correctly. And that's something you can check. I would use the Screaming Frog tool to check and make sure, crawl your website once a month and make sure that all of those are being updated. All right. Another question. How often should I update my website's content for SEO purposes? So great question. Another question that a lot of people think the answer to is the more times I can log into my website and change some stuff, the more Google will love me. That's not true. It's probably the opposite, actually. Build a site that has great content on every page and then add to it. Again, add to it as often as you can, but only add to it if the content is good, right? Don't just think that you can go in there and add a little fluff every week, 100-word blog about something you did. It needs to be thought out. It needs to be good content. It needs to be keyword focused content. The answer to the question is as often as you can. At a minimum, let's call it once a month. Go in and add a blog to your website. If you can do more than that, fantastic. That's really good. But it needs to be good quality content that, quite honestly, solves a problem that somebody is probably online searching for. This is where a tool like Answer the Public comes in, where you can actually see what people are typing in, what people are looking for. It's a great way to get blog ideas and new content topics to find. So tough answer there, but it's as often as you can, which is not always easy when you're running a business. Probably why marketing companies like ours exist, to help you with some of those things that need to be done, but you're busy running a business and can't do. So, all right. I don't see any other questions here. Oh, here we go. I got to move this down to see what that says. How can I improve my local search rankings if I have multiple business locations? Okay. Good question. So multiple business locations, physical locations, I'm assuming, means multiple Google business profile accounts or profiles. You definitely need to have a separate profile for each location. And then on your website, you would build a locations page at the, what did we call that top navigation? One of those top pages needs to be locations. And then the child page underneath that needs to be each location have its own page. So that would help. And then in your Google business profile, when it asks you for a link to your site, you would link to that individual location page in that system. So that would be a great way to really get started with that. Obviously, back to Bright Local, plug in your location and your keywords. In this case, you have 2 locations, and then you might end up having to pay a little bit to Bright Local to use that, but you can start to get those grid overlays for each location and each set of keywords. So very possible we have a lot of clients that have multiple locations, and ranking differently for each different area is important. All right. I don't see anything else. Oh, there's another one. I don't know why they're not showing up in my chat, but I see it on the screen here. How does mobile friendliness impact my SEO? Mobile friendliness, obviously very important. It's probably been 4, 5, 6 years now where Google actually separated the index into 2 separate indexes. So if you do a search for a business on a desktop, and then you do that same search on your phone, you'll probably end up with different results. And the reason is you're using 2 different Google indexes, I guess, or indices that you are looking at. So if your website is not mobile friendly, which is a fairly small number of websites nowadays, I don't run into sites too often that are not what we call responsive. But if your site is not mobile friendly, they won't show your result as one of the 10 listed when somebody does a search on mobile phones. The problem with that is 60 to 70% of all searches are done on mobile phones now. So that means 6 to 7 out of 10 eyeballs you're not getting in front of. So mobile friendliness, huge, important. There is a tool in Google. You can just go to Google and type in mobile friendliness test or tool. And there's plenty of free ones out there. You plug your domain name and it'll tell you, yes, this is a mobile friendly site. No, it is not. If yes, here are some things you can fix, or even if no, here are the things that you can fix to make it even better. So, all right, very good. Well, I've enjoyed the workshop today. I hope that you've got some great content out of this. I do appreciate you spending some time with me today.